the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. I am so glad that you are here with us today. I am Reverend Jean Bell. My pronouns are she and her. And, well, we're going to have a wonderful service today. And welcome to all those that are viewing on Facebook or YouTube Live. Please like and share this broadcast so that we can continue to spread the good news of New Thought out into the world. All right, I'm going to go through a few announcements, and then I'm going to introduce you to this wonderful person behind me with all these wonderful sound bowls. So, after the service at 4 to 4:30, we will have what is called a sound bath, and she will shower us, bathe us in all of these wonderful high vibrations. So we are going to get prepared for that, and this is the divine Margot Gomes. So. All right, and this afternoon from 5 to 6 p.m., we're going to have a workshop, and it's called Taking Control of Your Mental Wellness. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month. Well, what's left of it anyway, which is about a couple of hours. But Scheherazade Taylor and Tony Jenkins, both spiritual mind practitioners as well as clinicians, and I can't tell you enough about these two individuals. They are not only grounded in spirit, but they are also grounded in their practice. So I can't think of a better person to lead this workshop than them. And then on June the 5th, Toco Hills Community Alliance, we're partnering with the Unitarian Church of Religious Science, Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta, and the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta are partnering with Toco Hills Community Alliance for a mobile food pantry. As we all know, there's so many people in this day and age that are food insecure. Let's just take a moment and breathe that one in. All right, and so Toco Hills Community Alliance is truly a light in this community. Not only are we partnering with them every other month in this parking lot right out here to provide food for those in need, they do this every single week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on a very mass scale at their facility. So if you want to learn more about them and how to volunteer, please see me afterwards. It's a wonderful opportunity. So scan the QR code if you want to volunteer and help us out on this particular Friday. I will be there as long as other UUCA community members as well as Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta community members. All right, now, I want you to join me in saying our monthly affirmation. Let's just take a breath. I'm going to read it all the way through, and then I'm going to invite you to say it in one voice with me. Today I open my heart to healing. I honor my journey and I have faith in Spirit's guidance. I allow myself to feel, release, and grow, knowing that the here and now is exactly where I need to be. All right, one voice together. Today I open my heart to healing. I honor my journey and have faith in Spirit's guidance. I allow myself to feel, release, and grow, knowing that the here and now is exactly where I need to be, and so it is. All right. Margot Gomes. Margot is a certified vibrational sound therapist who is passionate about sharing the extraordinary ability of sound and vibration to repair aspects of ourselves that are out of alignment and to restore harmony and wholeness to body, mind, and spirit. She facilitates group soundscape experiences using a variety of Himalayan singing bowls, the Chinese wind gong, chimes, and other instruments to create an atmosphere of relaxation and healing. Margot also performs private Zen therapeutic singing bowl sessions that produce a state of profound relaxation, healing, balance, and harmony. For more information about this, please see Margot after the sound bath this afternoon. But now, I ask you to please give Margot a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone. Is this working? Okay. Such an honor to be here. Thank you, Reverend Jean, for asking me to be part of this beautiful congregation and gathering today. So sound and vibration are very powerful. We are vibrational beings. Every aspect of ourselves is in vibration. So we could think of our bodies as being a symphony of self, and each little part is an instrument. And so when we allow ourselves to take in these sounds and vibrations, it's like a tune-up for our body and our mind and our spirit, all aspects. And as you know, if there's even one instrument out of tune in an orchestra, then it messes up the whole thing. And so we have parts of ourselves that become out of alignment, out of harmony with ourselves. We become stressed, and our bodies contract. We become kind of stuck in a fight or flight response. So our sympathetic nervous system is working overtime just to survive. And the parasympathetic nervous system is what we want to tap into. That is where we find that place of peace and calmness. And that is a state that exists within us. But we've kind of sometimes forgotten how to access that state. So through the bowls and the sound and the vibrations, we can find that place of peace within us. And in this day and age, with the times we're living in, we need that more than ever. So I'm not going to talk a long time because I just want you guys to experience. And so I'm going to invite you. I know the tendency might be to watch me, but I would invite you to close your eyes when I'm playing and just allow the sounds and the vibrations to be taken in, and really try to access that place of peace and pure love that exists within you. And that is our connection with the divine. And that's what we're here to do. So, without further ado,
vibration, sound. My voice, your body. It's all a part of the divine. Let us take this moment to know something sacred together. As I speak these words in the first person, I invite you to accept anything that resonates with you. For this is what I know. I recognize spirit as the universal power and presence and life essence of everything. Its love and energy flows through me, and I am ever connected to it, and it is in, through, and all around me. I am one with divine spirit, and I know I never walk alone. As I know this truth for and about myself, I know this to be the truth for everyone present here today, everyone viewing now, and will view in the future. Because there is only and always this eternal moment of now. Spirit is always right here, now. So therefore I know that this service is blessed and that our beloveds Margot and Ian are such a blessing to all who hear their healing vibrations and sacred sounds. I bless all who support this mission, which is about being a beacon of light, of spiritual wisdom, love, and a home to all who seek the divine within. I am eternally grateful to the members, the volunteers, the practitioners, the ministers, to the staff, to all. All who help to make the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta a place of love, upliftment, and belonging. I am grateful that Spirit is with us always. I release the spiritual mind treatment into the universal law, which is God, which always receives my words and feelings. And I ask you to join me in this release by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Again, welcome if you're just joining us to the Spiritual Living Center of Atlanta. Today is the last day in the month of our theme, which is Heal It. We had an opportunity to move forward in our spiritual practices of healing and release anything that we named last month in the month of April. The things that no longer serve us was what we named. The fear, the doubt, the self-incrimination, the pain in our physical, mental, and emotional bodies. Anything that does not serve us, we released last month. And this month we entered into a series of talks where we talked about how to heal it through our spiritual practices. And we are blessed with these healing sounds, this wonderful energy of vibration, because we are all vibration. We're all vibrational beings, right? And so later on, Ian Bocio will lead us in a chant. and then Margot will continue to bathe us in these wonderful sounds. But right now, I want to talk to you about spiritual mind treatment. Last Sunday, time was running a little short, and so I kind of cut the part about spiritual mind treatments off. I gave everybody a handout, and everybody was like, yeah, okay, what am I to do with this, right? So I promised someone's mother, they said, why didn't Reverend Jean talk about spiritual mind treatments? She just left us hanging. And I said, okay, she's right. And so today we're going to talk a little bit more about that profound healing tool. It's an affirmative prayer. It's a wonderful way of evoking that divine that is within you and tapping into the reservoir of infinite possibilities. And if you need a handout, if you weren't here and didn't get one, come see me later and I will give you one. So when I grew up, I was in the Church of Christianity, right? I think most of us have dabbled in a little bit of Christianity here and there, right? And so I was taught to pray to a deity that was outside of myself, separate from this particular deity. And I was taught to pray and that they would intervene in solutions or problems that I might have. And I was taught to pray like this: God, please get me out of debt. Or please make my partner see my way as the right way. Or I am right and they are wrong. And that's the end of the story, right? It was a beseeching type of prayer, a prayer to a sky god. Sometimes I truly wondered if that sky god was even listening, right? I was told that he was a male deity, that I should call him he. Because, you know, male deities were the predominant thing in most religious cultures. Before, we had goddesses. We had the divine feminine. But they kind of were suppressed and wiped out. But that's neither here nor there, and it's time for another talk. Well, when I started studying the science of mind philosophy, one of the very first things I learned is that God, spirit, divine intelligence is not some far-off deity sitting on a throne approving or disapproving prayer requests. That's not what God is. What I learned was something wondrous, that there's an indwelling presence in and through and out pictures as all of creation, and its creative nature is also our nature. That's what I learned. And that it is, that's its pronouns, is ever available to all of us, right? So this wonderful man named Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit Philosophy, he tells us in the Science of Mind book, if when one prays, their prayer is a recognition of Spirit's omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence, a realization of our unity with Spirit, then their prayer is a spiritual mind treatment. If when one prays, their prayer is a recognition that God is all wisdom, all powerful, all present, and then a realization of our unity with that one Spirit, then our prayer is a spiritual mind treatment. And he goes on to say that treatment is the time, the process, and method necessary to change our thoughts, to clear our thoughts of negation, of doubt and fear, and to bring about a perception, an awareness of the ever-present God in the midst of the thing we wish to be realized. It's about our perception. It always is about our awareness of this ever-present deity. So a spiritual mind treatment is a recognition that Spirit is the power and presence that is even greater than we are, and we are one with it. We're always one with it. There's so much more I can say about this, but we'll save that for another talk. Now, the 5 steps of spiritual mind treatment was developed to serve as a guideline to help. Now, I want you to hear that word, guideline. It was developed to serve as a guideline, all right? It's not the amen. It's not the last thing. But it's a good guideline to help change our thoughts, to help clear the fog of doubt and fear, and help us come into a realization of this ever-present Spirit. Before we talk about the 5 steps, though, we must know what we are treating for, right? What is the condition? What's the issue? What's the problem? We must state the purpose of our treatment. What is the condition in your life that you would like to change? The example I used in the handout is I urgently need a job. Unemployment benefits are running out and bills are piling up. So what do you do with that? Now, a statement helps us change the condition, right, to an affirmation. We're going to change that condition to an affirmation. And the example I use is my new job meets my financial needs with substance to share and to spare and offers room for growth and contribution. I want you to hear those words, my new job. Not what I'm asking for. I'm not asking to give me a new job. I'm declaring that it is already my new job, right? Always be clear about what it is you're treating for, because the universal law does not work with ambivalence. It does not work with ambivalence. It doesn't play hopscotch. You know how you used to play? No, double dutch. You remember that? Getting ready to jump in, right? Not sure. You're going to get hit by the rope, right? It doesn't do that. It needs a direct command, right? So now the first 5 steps are recognition, unification, realization, thanksgiving, and release. Now, recognition is the recognition of Spirit, the one infinite reality called by so many names. This is where we start with recognizing and understanding that Spirit is the source of all things. I found this quote in the Living the Science of Mind. It's another great book, and if you don't have it, add it to your library. And it's by Ernest Holmes, and he quoted the ancient texts of Hinduism. And he said, Brahma, the one God, who is concealed in all beings, who pervades all, who is the inner soul of all beings, the ruler of all actions, who dwells in all beings. God is permanent, eternal, and therefore existence itself. Now, I love the Declaration of Principles by Ernest Holmes, and when I read that, it clinged so familiar. And Holmes said in the Declaration, God, the living Spirit Almighty, one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existing cause. This one manifests itself in and through all of creation. You see the thing going on here? Spirit is one. It is all, in all, as all of creation. There is no other. This step must be done in reverence for the indwelling presence as the source of your life and the source of your good. Step 2, unification. Unification is the step where you recognize your oneness, your unity, your connection, the I am presence within as the reality of your being. You are one with the one. You are one, you, me. Everyone is an individualization of the one Spirit, all in all. You are the Brahman as the I am in the Atman. You are the divine within, the thing itself, in and through and as you. Now, these two steps together should be done in the utmost reverence to truly embody the meaning of your words and not just say them in an irrelevant rote manner. Give them meaning, give them fire, give them conviction. Don't leave these two steps until you feel that fire and conviction of recognition that Spirit is indeed that omnipotence of which I spoke of earlier, that omnipresence, that omniscience, right? The power that is the source of all things. Because once you have deeply recognized the one as the all, then unification is where you speak words that establish your divine relationship with the one. Holmes tells us, oh, and I love this quote, he tells us to stay with the one and never deviate from it. Never leave it for a moment. Nothing else can equal this attitude. By knowing that Spirit is the source and power of your life, of infinite possibilities, and knowing that you are one with it and it is in you, then from a place of faith of Spirit, you will speak your word with authority, knowing that it cannot come back to you void. Step 3, realization. And this is the step where you do speak your word with authority in an affirmative way for the thing you want to be realized in your life. Now, we don't beseech, but we speak from an inherent knowingness that this desire or healing is already available. It's already an established fact in the mind of God. Therefore, it can do nothing but manifest, right? And we can use affirmations, denials to convince ourselves of the truth. And that's what this part is all about, convincing you, yourself, your subconscious mind, that this is the truth for and about your being. This is the work. We state the realization as if it is so. Now, step 4 is thanksgiving. It is giving gratitude that the outcome is already manifested. We are grateful that the treatment is already done in mind. Step 5 is release. This is where you just let go and let the universal law take care of it. The creative process, the treatment is done. And our job is to know and to deeply trust and believe in the power of our treatment so that we can stop thinking about the condition. The treatment is complete. Now let the law do the work just as the soil in the ground works on the seed. Creation always happens twice. Once in mind, and now all that is left for us to do is let it to manifest and take form in the world of effect. The first 2 steps of the spiritual mind treatment can raise our vibrations and prepare us to be receptive and to have faith that the Spirit is always there, and with it all things are possible. And our word indeed has authority to bring a manifestation from mind to form. These are the 5 steps of spiritual mind treatment. Michelle's mom, I hope I didn't leave you hanging. Now, to clarify, we exist within an infinite law capable of anything. This law has no limitations and makes no distinctions between large or small matters. It doesn't matter what you're treating for, long as it doesn't harm you or anyone else, and you truly believe that it will come to pass. However, in order for the law to work for us, it must act through us. It always must act through us. Now, this is our opportunity to transform our way of thinking. We should intentionally accept only those ideas that align with what we want to experience. Some Someone who is effective at spiritual mind treatment is simply someone who understands, applies, and believes these principles. Doubt not. Over time, experience teaches us that following this approach brings reliable results in any situation. Beloveds, I want to leave you with this. I want to leave you with this. To make spiritual mind treatment effective, we must avoid imposing any limitations based on anything from our past, any things that we're thinking about in our present day, right? Because these thoughts just bog us down. Any anxiety from the future, right? Let them go because they restrict the law. Don't bottleneck the law. The law is infinite. We're the ones that get in the way. Emerson said, get your bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuit and let God be God in and through and as you, right? This law acts to our beliefs. I'm going to ask you, what are you believing today? What are you believing for and about yourself today? Right? Do you believe that there's a power in this universe that's greater than you are and that you can use it? Do you really believe that? Or do you just like to come here and listen to this wonderful woman play these wonderful sound bowls, right? Do you believe that you're unified with this divine presence, right? Do you believe that the I am that is within you is all the power, all the wisdom, all the love, and that can do for you only what you can do through you? Joshua ben Joseph said thousands of years ago, right? It is done unto you as you believe. And one of my favorite ministers turned guru, Reverend Dr. David Alt, he used to always said, as you believe, that as is to the degree that you believe it to be done so in your life. Remember that. What you believe, and so it is. Normally I would sit down at this point in time, but I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful man named Ian Bossio. I've been practicing that, right? So I asked Margot and Ian to join us today because I know their sacred sounds, their talents, right, provides healing and uplifting, high vibrational energy. And being that this month's theme is about healing it, right, I want us to have, going into the month of June, where we're going to claim, right? We're going to start claiming what we say is true for and about ourselves. We need to raise our vibration. We need to know that our words indeed are true, right? So they are here to do just that. And we're going to hear a little bit more from Margot a little bit, but right now I would like to introduce Ian. Ian Bossio is a chant leader, teacher, a multi-instrumentalist, and record producer who has been offering mantra music and meditation programs to the spiritual community since 2008. Ian has performed regularly around Atlanta, offering a style of world music called kirtan, which uses Sanskrit mantras and bhakti yoga techniques to create expanded consciousness experiences. He has facilitated weekly chanting circles locally and traveled throughout the United States teaching weekend mantra chants intensive. In 2010, he co-founded Chant Atlanta, Sacred Musical Festival, dedicated to raising awareness of chanting and yoga styles and practices through its annual events, which raised over $100,000 for various worthy causes over its 15-year run. Most recently, Ian has had the opportunity to compose and produce the soundtrack for the film Kaleidoscope Child, a documentary that tells the story of David Alt and his journey to create a foundation to help impoverished children in Cambodia and India. Please give Ian a warm welcome.
Thank you, Reverend Jean. So, I've been chanting for a long time. Longer than I care to really think about too much. But I've worked with many, many mantras, and there are thousands of different mantras that are out there, and it can be kind of dizzying to try to understand which direction to go and what to do and, which one's the right one for me. And I'm going to tell you one of the most important things that I learned out of 2 decades worth of doing this. There are many, many different mantras, but all of them go to the same place. They all do the same thing, every one of them. So all mantras are designed to expand your consciousness out into an infinite state. That is their purpose. If you repeat the mantra enough times, eventually that will happen. Within the context of what we're talking about this month, healing, that is the basic nature of healing. If you want to be healed at the deepest level possible, allow your consciousness to grow, and the healing will come. So, all mantras are enlightenment mantras, and all mantras are healing mantras. The only difference between all of those thousands of mantras is what's the path that you take from where you are now to that place. And that's where your individual personality comes into it. And you find a particular mantra and you go, this works for me. This is the path that I want to take. And it will take you there. One of the ways to think about it, I think Krishna Das said something really profound, as he's known to do on occasion, which is that the mantra, in fact, we repeat mantras over and over again. But in reality, all you need to do is say the mantra once, absolutely perfectly, and then you become enlightened. It's just really hard to do that, so you have to practice a lot before that happens. So that's why we repeat the mantra over and over again. We're practicing, refining it, and refining it until we get it just right. And then we say it that one more time. I wanted to work with this particular mantra that'll be up there in a second, because I find the simplest mantras often are the most profound. So the Great Compassion Mantra is probably the most used mantra in Buddhism around the world, which gives it its own sort of strength, because there's, right at this very moment that we're going to be chanting this mantra, there will be thousands of other human beings on the planet chanting it with us. And this can create a really wonderful, large field of energy that we can tap into. But I just want to say something about compassion and the nature of it and how it relates to this idea of healing ourselves. The most useful definition that I've ever heard for the idea of compassion is that compassion is your ability to step outside of your own self-centered wants and needs and desires, your own self-centered universe, and experience reality from the point of view of someone else. And once you are able to experience someone else's reality, you learn something about them and you begin to feel for them because you understand what it's like to be them. And that's what we are developing as we work through compassion. And an interesting idea occurred to me around this, which is, what if you get out of your self-centered reality that you exist in, bring yourself into a state of pure awareness, but rather than putting yourself into someone else's reality, you turn around and look at yourself from that state of pure awareness. Feel compassion for yourself. Understand how you got to this place. And from there, maybe the secrets of your healing will appear. So this mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, is designed to help grow that energy of compassion within us, giving us greater and greater ability to make that transference out of our own self-centered, our own egoic reality. So the more that we chant it, the more that we build up that ability. We are able to become more compassionate. So Om and Hum represent the two sides of the mandala of the five Buddhas. So it's the beginning point and the end point of our spiritual journey. And then within those two words, Mani Padme means the jewel in the lotus. And there's layers upon layers of meaning and context I could go into about that. But within the idea of what we're doing here, the lotus is enlightenment and the jewel is compassion. So as the flower of enlightenment opens, what's revealed on the inside is that most important element, the shining jewel of compassion. So repeat after me. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Good. So Margot and I have been doing this together for a long time. And we have found that this energy of chanting with our voices, mixing with the vibrations of the metal, is really, really powerful. So enjoy. Close your eyes. Take a nice deep inhale and let it out. And another, inhale and let it out. Inhale for the mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Hum.
Thank you so much, Ian. Grateful giving, and I am indeed grateful to the two of you. And all of your offerings and blessings allow us to have these wonderful types of events throughout our service. And there's so many different ways to give. But before we do our grateful giving, I just want to thank all the members and the pledging members, all the visitors for their generous gifts. I want you to know that we utilize these gifts to bring you wonderful musicians, wonderful sound baths. Next month we have a drumming circle. And we utilize these things to uplift us so that our spirits stay high during times like these. There's so many ways to give. You could either text to Tide, you can scan the QR code, you can go to our website, you can become a pledger like myself and give a monthly donation. You can PayPal, but not feeling PayPal these days. Anyway, however you give, we are grateful to each and every one of you. If you have cash or check, there are receptacles on both sides. Now I ask you to join with me in saying our affirmative, our grateful giving. Please remember, it's a prayer. It's a chant. It's vibration. Say it from your heart. Say it with meaning. Let's say it together. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. All right, let's welcome Margot again. Let's begin our sound bath.
Hello again.